Welcome back to Weird Stuff in a Can. Today's Weird Stuff in a Can is going to be spelt bread and currywurst. So yeah, we got another 2-can special from my favourite survivalist and preparation online store, Convar Europe or conserva.de. Link will be in the video description to their store. And what we got here is 2 foods you might not commonly find in a can. And these have been prepared for long-term storage, so shelf life on here is a guaranteed 10 years. So we got 19th of December 2029 and likewise 11th of June 2029. Conserva.de is specifically targeting people who are stocking up emergency preparation supplies, maybe stocking a bunker. So it's quite an interesting online store. Their prices are, I'm going to say their prices are a little bit higher than you might normally expect. But I think part of that is because of the guarantee of long-term storage, and also because they're doing some stuff that you just can't find in a can, such as bread. Anyway, let's crack on with this. So what we got here is currywurst. It looks like it's chopped up into chunks. Streetwurst, classic. Curry me home. You see, that is not my bad pun. Right. And let's just open a plastic lid here, because we've got a little card here, and there's a sachet of, I think, curry powder or curry seasoning. There's a little wooden fork, but there's also English ingredients. So this is a curry. It's got curried sausage basically. So now, although I've seen currywurst offered in the German street or German style street markets that we get at Christmas, I've never actually tried it. So this is not just weird stuff in a can. This is something that I've not tried before, but anyway. So, ingredients: 39% pork, 9% tomatoes, sugar, water, modified starch, iodized salt, maltodextrin, apple, 1.5% curry, turmeric, ginger, coriander, cumin, cardamom, spices, spice extracts, pineapple, thickener, guar gum, locust bean gum, caramel, apple cider vinegar, acidifier, citric acid, potassium citrate, gluconodelta-lactone, acidity regulator, sodium diacetate, stabilizers, diphosphate, flavor enhancer, monosodium glutamate, glucose syrup, flavoring, collagen intestine. Collagen intestine is going to be the sausage skin, obviously, isn't it? May contain traces of gluten, egg, mustard, and celery. And then this text here I will have to translate and put on the screen for you in a minute, because I don't remember too much of my German from when I was at school. So translation right there. Don't hurry, eat curry. Yeah, there's all sorts of curry puns all over the can. So we got curry me home, curry on. Yeah, okay. So let's open this up and have a look. Now, I'm going to use a can opener for opening this, and I will explain why, because if I don't explain, people just think I'm an idiot. The reason I'm doing this is because if I don't use a can opener to open this, I always find that when I pull off the lid, I get a little bit of a twang, and the sauce goes all up my shirt. And you wouldn't want to get curry sauce on this shirt, would you? Same problem even without that. So what we seem to have there is slices of sausage. I can smell the smoky sausage already in a quite, well, slightly gelatinous, rich looking curry sauce. I'm just going to taste a little bit of that curry sauce right now. You can really taste the sausages in it actually, and you can see the turmeric is in there. So now, let's just have a look at this sausage. Now, I'm going to try one piece cold, but I'm going to warm this up, I think, and then have it on the bread. But let's have a sniff of that can. Yeah, it smells really smoky sausage flavour is the dominant sort of scent I can get from it. And then let's try a piece of this sausage as is. It's a kind of canned, maybe bratwurst stroke Frankfurter type sausage, sliced into pieces, and then in a, well, I would say it's more of a savoury sauce at this stage. It doesn't taste dominantly of curry at all. So anyway, we'll get that in a bowl. In a minute, we'll take that downstairs and warm it up. But we're going to have some bread with it. Now this is a spelt bread. Dinkel Brot is spelt bread. So ingredients: wholemeal spelt flour, water, buttermilk, iodized salt, yeast, wheat flour, sugar, wheat malt flour, dextrose, sugar beet fibre, malt extract, barley malt, water, acerola juice concentrate. So again, not a very unusual recipe for bread there. And I am going to use the can opener again, because even though this is a pull tab can, there's a reason for using that can opener here as well, and I will explain that in a moment. Now the reason in this case for not using the pull tab is, as you can see, the pull tab goes to that little crease just there, and that would leave a rim protruding on the can, and it would make it difficult to drop out this loaf of bread like that. And there we go. Weird, sort of very dense, solid loaf of bread. It smells very, very malty and very brown bready. But there it is. Ever so slightly resilient. It's like a block of hard rubber. But we know from testing previous versions of this that what we have to do is cut slices and toast them. And the process of toasting will bring it back to life. So let's cut a few thin slices of this. Okay, so it's a really dense looking brown bread, but not as dense as, say, pumpernickel or anything like that, but it's, well, ever so slightly bendy, but really feels quite firm. So we get to the kitchen now. We're going to toast these pieces of bread and maybe butter them. I'll warm up the sausages, and then we'll come back in here and give it all a taste. Okay, so here we are back from the kitchen. So we've got the warmed up sausages. They don't really look all that different. The sauce has gone a bit more liquid. And then we've got some buttered slices of that spelt bread. Now it's gone a lot more flexible. Let's just have a look at that and taste a bit on its own. So it tears like real bread. Well, it is real bread. It tears like a conventional piece of toast. It tastes really good. So it's a really nice malty brown bread. It is quite dense, but it's quite satisfying. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's quite a sweet flavour for bread, I would say. Quite a sweet malty flavour. So then, this curry powder seasoning, I believe, well, if we go by what's printed on the can, it looks like we sprinkle that on top. So I'm going to go with that. But let's put a bit of this CurryWurst on some toast here. Something like that, I assume. And let's give that a taste. Well, actually, let's smell this curry powder first. Quite a potent, classic curry aroma there. Okay. Without further ado, let's taste some of this then. So taste a bit of this sausage. With a bit of that, a good bit of that curry powder garnish on there. So let's have a taste of that. Wow. And that little bit of seasoning does make all the difference. Not really sure how much I've got in there, so I've got to make that last. But yeah, that little bit of curry powder seasoning on there makes all the difference to that. Pretty good, I'd say. So bread and currywurst in sauce with spices, not all that weird a set of foods, obviously. But I think the concept of finding bread in a can And indeed, even finding curried sausages in a can is probably a bit unusual. So I think we're safe within our boundaries of weird stuff in a can here. Weird stuff in a can on Atomic Shrimp is not always about the spectacle of something incredibly weird. It's just about trying new things and trying something a bit unusual and seeing if we like it. And in this case, I think I do. This bit was filmed as a bit of an afterthought. I realised I didn't actually open this little wooden fork here that's in the packet. So I guess we ought to have a look at that just out of interest and curiosity. Wow, that's a really, really thin piece of wood. I haven't got any sausage left to try that with actually, because this is filmed afterwards, after I've polished it all off. But there you go, tiny little fork. I guess if you wanted to eat it cold straight out of the can, there you go, you could do it with that. I feel like maybe that was included in the can just to give it a bit more of a street sort of feel to it. So let's just talk a little bit about the sauce that's on there actually. It's like a really rich tomato sauce, kind of like the sauce you might get on really good quality baked beans, but perhaps even more tomatoey than that. It's really quite a rich, sweet, aromatic tomato sauce that we've got on these sausages. And then with the sprinkling of curry powder that comes out of that little seasoning sachet, that turns it into something else altogether. So there we go, that is weird stuff in a can on Atomic Shrimp, spelt bread and currywurst in a can. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.